What up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of From the Soapbox, the podcast that allows me to vent, rant, rave, and otherwise pontificate upon things that are going on today. And it is what it is. Before we get started, this always goes in the power of 5. And those 5 are like, comment, subscribe, notify, share. Those 5 actions help increase our reach or bring our products to more people to hopefully give them a brighter day. It is what it is. And now, on with the show. Today's topic is a simple one. And that topic is Kevin Samuels was right. Shout out to the late, great Kevin Samuels. You didn't have to like him. And a lot of you didn't. But he was truthful. And you should be thankful for it. We are going to react to one of his videos. And we are going to elaborate on it, break it down, discuss it, and we'll see what it is. Here we go.
I want peace more than anything else, and peace is in short supply today. And I don't even think a lot of women recognize that they're so in their masculine. They honestly think that I'm just expressing myself. Like, it's not peaceful. So I'm gonna get on to the next person. I appreciate it, man.
No problem. Thank you.
See, you notice how you can have a conversation that's different when the energy is different? But I gotta ask the women, it's like, what future is it that you're going to have? All right, if I don't know what I'm talking about, the black man over here, and where you are, okay, then who? What man, what group of men are you gonna get with? Who is it? And she said, I was like, what man do you want to submit to? Do any women outside of that sister feel like that's kind of a sad thing? That ain't no man worth submitting to? High value or not?
We start our segment of this video with Kevin basically thanking the young lady beforehand for being honest and forthright. And then he started talking about who would they get with? Who would they submit to? We'll talk about more of that in a minute, but right now, let's get back to the video.
And, you know, we got to have conversations to get this stuff out. All right, you're in the dark. We got to have these conversations. If it's just one at a time, we'll do it one at a time. All right, so here we go. And I don't mind if you disagree, even vehemently, but there has to be a way to disagree without being disagreeable.
He just said, we don't have to agree. You can even disagree vehemently, but there has to be a way to disagree without being disagreeable. I don't know about that. Mainly because when you're being disagreeable, you have some sort of reasoning why. And in today's climate, most people are sticking to it. You could be dead wrong, You could be so wrong. You can know in your heart of hearts that you're wrong. There's all kinds of data. There's all kinds of statistics. There's all sort of anecdotal evidence to the contrary of what your position is. But as stated in an earlier video, if you believe it, you believe it. You're not going to change. That's where we as a society has gone wrong. And Kevin was right. You all out there have your beliefs, your opinions, your facts. And that's all well and good. Have them. When you come into a grown folks debate, just be ready to back up your assertions with facts. And that doesn't mean, well, in my personal opinion, no, that doesn't count. It's never counted. It will never count because it's one topic, one point of view out of about 6 to 7 billion people on this planet, of which 3 to 4 billion are adults. So that's one anecdotal point of fact or opinion in a sea of 4 billion. Make it make sense. But they'll hold on to that for dear life. They could be proven dead wrong. And they'll still hold on to it. I feel like, oh God, here we go again. I feel like. To me, well, I personally feel like we didn't ask for your personal opinion. We never asked for your personal opinion. We don't want your personal opinion. We want to know the answer to the question in front of you. Please refrain from personal, I want to say personal opinion, to personal examples. Please refrain from personal examples. Stick to the facts and state your case based upon those facts. If you do not or cannot provide those facts, say nothing. Everybody else that operates in this space has certain rules that they like to adhere to. Here are mine. Any deviation from what I'm asking will be immediately rebutted. I will match the energy that's given to me. If you're respectful, I will be respectful. You start getting stupid, I'm going to start getting stupid. And when it gets to the point where you're no longer providing value to the show, you got to go. It's that simple. I like a debate. I enjoy it when different people with different viewpoints can come together and stimulate my mind. Teach me some things that I may or may not have known before. Or if I have known it before, remind me of those things so I can go, oh yeah, that's right. You see, the difference between me and a lot of other people is the fact that I can be wrong. I don't have a problem and stating that I'm wrong. So you prove me wrong, or you got that. Fair point. Let's continue. But when you get to the point where you are saying things just to say things, I can get petty. I can be extremely petty. My father, rest in peace, and I got into an argument when I was 17 years old. I didn't speak to him for 3 years. And that's my father, who I do love dearly. We made up, and we had a very, very successful and loving relationship till the day he died. But that was my dad. If I can do that to my dad, ain't no thing to do it to anybody else. Ain't no thing to do it to you. I'll lose no sleep over it. And depending upon the circumstances surrounding my being petty, it can go on forever. I could be like, was I really, is that really necessary? Did I really have to be that vociferous? Did I really have to be that contrary? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Next. There are people in my life now that I have cut off. And I love them dearly. I love them dearly. But they can't come back in. I can love people with all my heart from a distance. Will that situation ever change? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But it is what it is. Anyways, let's get back.
Are you an asset to a man? And the more a man has, the less his tolerance is going to be. And I'm starting to see women who are more, I don't even want to say some of this stuff. I would say this: stop listening to your women over 40. If they don't have a good attitude regarding men, take that into consideration.
I find no fault in his logic. If you're dealing with women 40 years of age or older that don't have a positive viewpoint with men, it's time to reevaluate them in your life. Because here's an uncomfortable truth for you. Those women, especially single women over 40, are vying for the same men that you are. I'll say that again. Single women over 40 are vying for the same guys that you are. Without fail. And as has been stated many times, women hate women. Because they are in eternal conflict and competition with other women. Always. Ain't nothing like a good cat fight. And so, them speaking negatively to you Oh, you don't need to get with him, honey. He's this, that, and the other thing. He's this, that, and the third. Whatever. Watch them. Because in the very next breath, they'll go gas up the person that you're trying to talk to. And badmouth you in the process. It's like Chris Rock said in one of his specials. A guy could date a girl or bring his girl to his best friend. Introduce them. And the guy will say, oh, sounds really nice. She's really nice. I want to meet a girl just like her. Now, a girl introduce her boyfriend to her best friend, and she'd be like, I want him. And I'll slit the bitch's throat to do it. The guy that meets the girlfriend of his best friend, he's happy for him. He's like, oh man, he made it big. Maybe I will. I want to meet somebody like her. So I can be happy too. The girl is in competition. See, there's no competition amongst guys when it comes to girls. And that's because of the rule that my best friend at the time and I came up with a long time ago, which is simply, when you get it, you got it. I'll live vicariously through you. When you get it, you got it. Where the woman's side will be, I want him because he makes her happy. So I'll take him so he can make me happy. Not thinking that there are specific reasons why he makes her happy. And maybe those things are exclusive to her. But that's not neither here nor there. She's happy. I want her happiness. I want him. Make it make sense. People say we're equal. In terms of our humanity, yes, we are equal. Biologically, that couldn't be further from the truth. That being said, there is truth to the fact that guys cheat. It is hardwired in us. And the more options a guy has, the more he will be inclined to cheat, because, as Chris Rock also said, men are only as faithful as their options. He said it first. Men are only as faithful as their options. The more options they have, the less they're inclined to be faithful. Especially if no one's going to know about it. It is what it is. I'm not going to get mad about it. Let's get back to the video.
Take that into consideration, because, okay, here we go. And like I said, I am going to start having more men on the panel, because I think it's going to be important for us to have panel discussions. Maybe I'll facilitate and moderate and put my input in, because this is about us. Shout out to all the Henrys. This is about us. And one thing people may say about me, but what they never heard me say is, I'm not trying to get a better outcome. And without, when you get men to the point to where they don't even want to consider marriage or relationships, when the average rank and file man is like, there's no value in that, ladies, that's a problem for y'all. That's a problem for y'all. That's a marketing problem for you guys. because the average man can get from one end of his life to another, survive just fine. Men know how to survive. They'll eat bologna sandwiches and Funyuns and eat and drink or in grape drink and be just fine. But if the average woman has such a marketing problem to where she can't even get the average man to want to consider her because the downside is so significant to where it's better to not even try, that's on y'all.
Kevin was right. That's on you. And again, it comes down to marketing. Remember, dating, like life, is a business transaction. No more, no less. Dating is a business transaction. And there are buyers and there are sellers. In the dating/sexual marketplace, in the beginning, men are trying to get sex from women. Men are the buyers, women are the sellers. When it comes to relationships, women are trying to get men to commit to them. The dynamics are reversed. Men become the sellers, women become the buyers. Or that may even be, I may have that reversed. Not quite sure. But the bottom line is this. Women are the gatekeepers to sex, men are the gatekeepers to relationships. Relationships versus sex are two different animals because sex is easy. Sex is very easy for women. Every male wants to have sex. It's pre-wired, hardwired into our matrix. It's in our DNA. We want to sow our seeds. We want to further the bloodline. And to do that, we need women to copulate with so that our seeds can be spread. That's why, or that's one of the reasons why it's so easy for a man to bust a nut. Because that's our way, that's how we pass on our genetic code. And any woman, I don't care how ugly she thinks she is, any woman can sex a guy. Because we are insatiable and we'll do it at any time, any place, anywhere with anyone. Are all men hardwired to do it? Yes. Do most men do it? Probably not. There are some of us who are monogamous. And of others who are monogamous, there are a few of us who are happily monogamous. We got one girl that we see every day, that we sex, and we're happy with it. If for no reason other than the fact that being single today is hard. It's like I keep saying, one time and out the door. If anything, God forbid, happened to my wife, it's a wrap. Because I'm not dating anymore. I'm not getting remarried. I'll sex somebody, but if something happened to us and I'm on my own, I got my kids, I got my memories. I'm good. I'm good. But anyways, you can say that the relationship side, the roles are reversed, and it's the guys that are selling and it's the girls that are buying. Or the guys are buying what the girls are selling. Whatever. There's a lot more to it. Guys have to be on point throughout the entire process. In order for the woman to retain the mate, she must show value. And in a lot of ways, that value is predicated upon her doing things that the guy doesn't normally expect other people to do for him. And other people in that guy's relationship and his general sphere of influence will notice it and comment on it. I remember way back in the day when my wife, girlfriend at the time, and I were getting serious. My father told her she was the best thing that ever happened to me. And she came back and she told me. And I was like, oh, cool. It's going in the right direction. I should continue this. But upon further inspection, many years and many miles later, she was vetted. My father vetted this chick for me and liked what he saw. So he gave his seal of approval. It doesn't get any better than that. But Kevin was right. Today's woman is in trouble. And she doesn't know it. He's talking about how the average guy is checking out of relationships and marriage. And you might think, how's that affect me? I'll tell you. It affects you because after you hit the wall at 100 miles an hour and you realize this ain't for me no more, it's time for me to settle down and find somebody to be with. There's not going to be anybody there because they're tired. They're tired of constantly being the runner-up. They say nice guys finish last. I say nice guys finish best. Because nice guys, in the end, hold all the cards. We're stable. We're mature. What we've wanted never changed. The criteria that we had may fluctuate, but it doesn't really change. Our attitudes towards women, they change. Because there's only so many times that you can tell a guy no before it starts sinking. I guess nobody wants me. Okay. I'll prioritize myself. I'll make me happy. I'll make me happy. And once he attains that happiness, he'll look around and girls that wouldn't have given him the time of day suddenly want to talk to him. It happened to me. Before I met my wife, nobody was trying to talk to me. I had a couple here and there, but nobody of any substance. Nobody of any stamina or staying power. But when I focused on myself, learned to love myself, leveled my game up, started building toward bigger and better. First I met her, and then other people started introducing themselves. I wasn't trying to hear any of it. Because my thing was, where were you when I was miserable? Where were you when I wasn't happy? Where were you when I was down on myself and beating myself up? I know where you weren't. You weren't here. So, what good are you to me now? I'm happy now. I got mine. And some 26 years and some change later, with 2 happy, healthy, growing children, I was right. I tried to tell people, which is one of the focuses of my podcasts on this channel. Just trying to tell you. Every now and then, I drop cheat codes. Every now and then, I give little nuggets of wisdom. If you're paying attention to it, you catch it. If you apply it, your life will be better for it. And I'm still learning. I'm still finding out new and exciting things. The day I stop learning is the day I stop breathing. So I'm constantly leveling up. I'm constantly striving for bigger and better. Because, to be totally honest, I'm not where I need to be yet. I still got some things to do. I still got some ways to grow. I have to do these things. So I do them. But anyways, back to the topic, back to the video.
So to talk about, we need these high value men. If you can't get an average man, you can't value me. Shout out to all my average men. See, that's one thing. I never look down on my average dudes or on my above average dudes. I never do that. Y'all know I cut for my blue collar dudes and my factory workers and all that, because y'all don't understand that these men work hard and they deserve peace too.
Absolutely. No shade in his speech. They work hard. So, don't you think they deserve someone loving to come home to? Someone they can share their day with, someone they can share their life with? Somebody they can continue their bloodline with? Yes. Yes, they do. Absolutely.
They deserve a woman who is friendly, fit, cooperative, submissive, good-natured, peace. That's not just for a dude with $1 million.
That, he said, was in response to all the talk of all these modern women who want men with the 3 6s. 6 feet, 6 figures, and 6 pack. The average guy's not going to make 6 figures. The average guy makes mid 5 figures, between $35,000 and $50,000 a year. That's average, and that's nothing to sneeze at. But you'll say he's broke, and to that I say, no, he's not. My best friend from some years ago, we got into a point of contention because he was always saying he was broke. And one day I said to him, your idea of broke and my idea of broke are very different. Live a day in my shoes and then you'll understand broke. Being broke for him was down to his last $30,000-$40,000. That's when his bank account was bleeding. Back then, I couldn't keep $30 or $40 in my bank account. Now, in his mind, he was broke. Because he couldn't get that funky, fresh gold chain. Or he needed to save up an extra $20,000 to $30,000 to get rims for his ride. And I don't begrudge him for any of that. No, I don't. That's his reality. That's his life. But I just was figuring, you can't compare it with mine, so why do it? After that, we never spoke of it again. Let's get back.
All right, so I got a few more minutes. If you want to go live, got a question. I was raised in a generation to believe the problems in relationships were men's fault. Men of my generation were told our fathers broke it, be better than your fathers, and we took on burdens that boys should not have to take on. Many of us grew up too fast and did the best we could, but we still failed in our relationships and marriages. And we still have to look back over the rubble and try to do something with the next generations and say, this is what we learned. And what we've learned is that, hey, men, you do not have to apologize for her mistakes. Love Jones, the lesson of Love Jones taught black men of my generation that even if she messes up, we got to apologize for her wrong. No, we have to do our wrong. But y'all got to do something about what y'all are bringing to the table. And it looks as though, with your attitude and your appearance, that you don't want any man.
That's true. That's very true. You as a man are not responsible for your woman. If anything, it's the reverse. Women are mirrors and images of their men. If you got a woman who's constantly showing out, who constantly wears provocative clothing, has a foul mouth, likes to brag to her girlfriend, stuff, all this other stuff like that. Those are masculine traits, which are fine if you want to be a guy. But last time I looked, I don't want to date me at all. So, no. No, I'm not. No, I can't, and I won't. That little snippet from Kevin Samuels, the video is called Moving Like Strippers. It's 38 minutes and 22 seconds. And I just played a bit of the monologue that he spoke near the end of the video. Highly recommend it. Because he breaks down what is wrong with dating in today's society. And it comes down to this. Society will tell you everything to gas you up. They'll do it to make you feel better about yourself. And there's nothing wrong in that. You should be gassed up. You should be feeling better off about yourself. You should. But that only goes but so far. And when it comes to dating, there are boundaries that need to be addressed and respected. Men don't like women who are promiscuous. They don't like women who are assertive and aggravating. They don't like dominant women. They don't like disagreeable women. That's our short list of what we don't want. What we do want is even shorter. Fit, feminine, and friendly. And we're flexible on that. 2 out of 3, it's fine. Come on, let's do this. And it doesn't have to be fit. You can be feminine and friendly. You can be friendly, and you can be fit, or you can be friendly, and you can be feminine. Or any of those combinations. Ideally, the guy wants all 3, but he'll settle for 2. In a pinch, he'll take 1. That's the difference between men and women. Men settle. It's the man who says, okay, she ticks this box and this box. Well, I guess that's going to work for me. Mr. Samuels, may he rest in peace, was a fierce proponent and advocate for black couples. His way of speaking to people may not have endeared him to a lot, but that's because he got to a point where he noticed that speaking to women the way they wanted to be spoken to wasn't working for him because he wasn't saying what they wanted to hear. Constantly getting pushback. Constantly. Even as far as, how old are you? I'm not telling you. Why not? It's a valid question. And before you get on the show, you have to listen to it enough times to realize that's one of the questions that he asks. How old are you? There's no shame in answering that question. That's not a gotcha question. Because when you answer that question, he begins to formulate in his head the type of person that he's speaking to so he can tailor his answers to better suit that person. That's it. He says these things. He does these things because he cares. I don't care what you might think. I don't care what you might know. I don't care what you've heard. I don't care what you think you've heard. His heart is in the right place. He does these things so that he can increase the likelihood of a favorable outcome in relationships and dating, especially amongst black people. It's not his fault that women in general and black women in particular have been lied to. It's not his fault that women would tell, yes, you're a queen, when no, you're not. You're not even close to being a queen. It's not his fault that women aren't the way that men would like them to be. At all. He understands the hand that he's dealt, but he has the fortitude and the responsibility to be like, wait a minute. Let me give these women some game so that they know how we work, so that maybe, just maybe, more of us can get together. I'm going to give you guys a fun fact, and then we'll call it a day. The reason why I didn't marry a black woman is because there wasn't one around when I needed one. Simple. I was still in the come up when I met my wife. And unlike them, she saw the potential. And she thought, if I can help add value to his life, he'll keep me around, and maybe we can make something of this, because I really like him. Ain't no sister talking like that to me. Ain't no sister trying to gas me up. Not back then, anyway. So she was there. They weren't. So she reaped the rewards. And I'm still on the come up. Almost 27 years later, I'm still on the come up. Still not where I want to be. Still trying to make myself better for them. For my loving wife and my loving children. They're why I do what I do. Long after I'm gone, they will be the ones to carry on my legacy. They'll be the ones to carry on the Sims family name. I just hope that the things that I do help them be better people, make their lives a little bit better. The same as I do for you all. And with that, let's wrap it up. Thank you, each and every one of you, for tuning in today. We can talk about the power of 5. But me thinks you already know that. I just ask you all to help support the content that you love to consume. I want to be in a place where I do this all the time. And this is all I do. And I can't get that without your help. So, like, comment, subscribe, be notified, share the content. Everything that I talked about is free. There's no reason not to do it. It's free. Costs you nothing. If you do want to do something on a monetary level, consider donating. The links are below in the description box. Every little bit helps. We want bigger and better. We want more. Donations help facilitate that stuff. And I don't know about you all, but when I can donate, and I do donate to various content creators and things like that, and they achieve something that they want to achieve, I feel inside I helped do that. I like them so much that I put my hard-earned money where my mouth is, and I helped build that. I helped create that. It's a good feeling. If you can, do it. But if you can't do it, the 5 things we talked about before, they're free. So consider it. All right. I'm going to vacate the air now. And to one and all, thanks for watching. Be safe out there. And peace out.